Hey guys, AC here and welcome to Python tutorial number 32. In this video we're going to be looking at the last couple of comparison operators. And these are keyword operators as opposed to the previous operators we looked at, which use signs. In this case they're going to be actual words, which are keywords in Python. Let's start by defining a couple of lists. We'll start by defining x and y, the variables x and y equal to this list 1, 2, 3, and then we'll make a new list called z and say it's equal to an identical list. Now if we were to do something like this, x equals y, to check for equality, that should be right because x and y both had the same list with the same values, and the same for x equals z and y equals z. Okay, we get true values in all of those. Let's take a look at something like this. If x is, and that's our first keyword operator, x is y, and we get true again. Now let's try x is z. We get false, and the same would happen for y is z. Now why is this? Because all these lists are identical. They all contain the values 1, 2, and 3. For some reason though, when we check for equality, that stands true, but when we check using this is operator, we only get true when we compare x and y. When we compare anything else with z, we get false. That's because the is operator is actually checking for identity instead of equality, like the double equals operator does. And identity is different to equality in that identity is checking to see if the two variables basically reference the same object. It's might be kind of hard to grasp in the first, well, sorry, not in the first place, at the moment I mean, and we're going to look more into like objects and all that stuff later on quite a bit later on in the tutorials. But think of it as x and y both refer to the same place in the memory, whereas z refers to a separate place. Because the reason for that is because we defined x and y in the same statement here. By doing that, we said they're both equal to the same list, whereas z was defined separately, so it's given separate memory. Okay, if we just to prove that, if I change the first value in x equal to 4, so it's 4, 2, 3. Let's check x now, 4, 2, 3 like I said. Y is also 4, 2, 3. Z is obviously unaffected. So that's what the is operator does, it checks for identity. And there's also the is not operator, which works like this. X is not, again using words, which are keywords. X is not y, false. X is not z, should be true, and there we go, it's true. Now the final operator we're going to look at is the in operator, and that checks to see if a value is in another variable. So if we've got lists already, so that's we're already set up. So let's try something like this: 3 in z, and we get true because the value 3 is in the variable z. It's in the list, and this is actually called checking for membership. Okay, because it's checking to see if the value 3 rather is a member of the variable z. Okay, and there's also the not in operator, which we'll quickly take a look at. If we say 4 not in z, that's true because the list z contains only the values 1, 2, 3. Whereas actually, if we try this on x, you can see there that's the list x. If we say for not in x, we get false because 4 is here in x. So that's the in and the is keyword operators. Comparison operators. And just before I go, please ask you to rate and comment on the video, and if you like the video or if you like any other of my series, please subscribe. I'm gonna be, like I said last tutorial, I'll hopefully be bringing out more Python tutorials, definitely. Almost definitely more PHP tutorials in the future, and hopefully even some C++ tutorials as well. We're going to look back on that as well. So, for now guys, over and out.